Hello and welcome to the Pacific Coast Shootout in beautiful Costa Mesa, California, brought to you by Impact Instant Canopy. I'm Chris Marshall, joined by Romar Dennis, and we have a perfect night for lacrosse. We'll also be joined on the sideline by Matt Holman and the big electric biz himself, our ref expert, Mr. Bizkowski. So certainly excited for that. We got a great matchup for you with Michigan taking on the number 5 ranked Yale Bulldogs, and I'm certainly excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope it's a close game. I think Michigan can make it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Michigan's going to put up a good showing here. Obviously, you know, we had the opportunity to speak with both of the coaches coming in, and here's what Coach Shea had to say.
Coach, how's the team enjoying the trip to California so far?
Well, the weather's been nice. Coming off a loss, practice has been pretty spicy, but you know,
it's fine.
The weather has been a gentle break, I'd say.
Well, obviously, you know, Amherst's a tough place to play, but what's the message coming off the loss last week, coming into this week?
Well, I just think, you know, we want to be fundamental as possible, and you know, I'd say that we weren't as fundamental as we wanted to be against them. I think they're a tough team, and they took it to us, and you know, we got to be ready to play no matter what.
And Jack Starr making the start. Obviously, he's a ton of experience. He's a great goalie. What's it mean to have him back?
You know, it's been a good race all spring, and you know, Jack getting hurt kind of tipped the scales in Brody's favor. So, you know, we have confidence with a lot of guys, and Jack coming back is, you know, I'm excited for him to have another shot at a starting spot.
And what's something you got to do to ensure you get the victory here tonight?
We got to just rely on our fundamentals. You know, we got to communicate. We got to pass and catch, and you know, we can't turn the ball over. We got to clear the ball well. We got to be in the right spots in the clear, and you know, it's just something we haven't really done a good job of really all spring long. And I think that it caught up to us against UMass. Didn't catch up to us at Penn State. We got lucky and probably got a little full of ourselves. So we got to adhere to it this time.
Well, I get a long history of guys that really put on their hard hats. Tyler Warner, one of my favorite all-time players to watch.
Mine too.
Who's one of those guys on the team that maybe doesn't show up in the stat sheet but is a huge part of what you do?
You know, I could name a billion guys, but yeah, I think a guy like Bryce DeMuth, his defenseman's pretty stable down there, and he's done a lot of good things for us. You know, and really any of our D middies, you know, Luke Eschbach or Jack Oken or Will Renz, guys like that Stephen Riley, you know, guys that have grinding that into the field. Those are the guys we look to for that.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tierney Allen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're just about ready to get underway after a wonderful rendition of the national anthem, but we also had the opportunity to catch up with Coach Connery, and here's what he had to say.
Coach, I got to ask you, how are you enjoying the time out in California so far?
No, it's been a great trip. Spring break has always been about, you know, not just a great game at the end of the week, but also an opportunity for our kids to bond, get out of the weather a little bit, and then just get better at being friends and being better teammates.
And obviously you guys had a great offensive output against St. John's, building on that momentum. How do you keep that coming into this game?
Sure, it's just remembering who we are. I think that's the most important part. We go out there, our focus is picking up tough ground balls, playing physical, and attacking. You know, that's our mindset each and every time we step on the field.
Well, and I know you guys have been splitting goaltenders early in the season. Is that something you're going to continue to do?
for the foreseeable future, yes. We have two really talented goaltenders. So when you have two starters, you feel really comfortable about it. And so both John and Matt have done a great job and are competing every day, and they push each other.
Well, and Zawada's been one of the best freshmen in the country so far. I mean, what have you seen from him growing as a player?
It's a sense of maturity that I haven't seen in a freshman in my career. He is one of the best freshmen I've ever had an opportunity to coach. So it's been he's been an asset to this team, and when the ball's in his stick, we feel pretty good about that.
Well, and obviously a big opportunity to go against a top-rated team. What do you have to do to get the win today?
Well, again, it's going back to remembering who we are. Remember our core values, and we have to play hard, we have to play physical, we have to play tough, and we have to be resilient. They have one of the most talented face-off men of all time. We're not going to go out there, and shying away. We're going to bring the fight to them.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach.
And obviously both coaches excited to be out in California. The weather is cooperating. It is a frigid 59 degrees here tonight in Costa Mesa. But here's a look at the probable starters for the Yale Bulldogs. This is a team that has been attack heavy in terms of the starters. Brando, Gaudette, and Murill being the guys. Jack Starr going to be the guy in the goal, obviously coming off an injury as he went into touch hands there in the middle of the field. Let's take a look at the starters for Michigan as well. And you're going to look at Matt Trowbridge getting the start in the goal. They've been splitting time so far this season, so we'll see if he gets hot and is able to hold on to that spot. Josh Zawada, the freshman leading scorer for Michigan so far. He's been one of the top scorers in terms of the freshmen all season. But there's a look at the starters for both teams as we get underway. And T.D. Ireland makes short work of that first one. Watch out. Yale tough in the unsettled, opt to go into their offense, but T.D. Ireland off to a good start straight away.
Yeah, Michigan's going to have to try to slow him down if they're going to make this a fair fight, but possessions will be precious for them too.
Yeah, T.D. Ireland, one of the greatest face-off athletes in the history of the collegiate game. 71% on the season, which seems sort of pedestrian from what we've seen from him in the past.
Yeah.
Up near 80%, and that shot off the mark. Looked like Trowbridge got in front of it, but that one comes back. Bulldogs. It's going to be Matt Brando as he sends it up top. This is a deep Yale team. See them go a couple of lines into the midfield. But again, a lot of the scoring is going to come from that attack unit.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on Gaudette, man. He scores 52 goals last year with only 2 assists, so they might even be able to just put a shorty on him.
I mean, that sounds like a good strategy. I mean, again, we got Chris Marshall, Romar Dennis with you as those an unforced error for Yale. Kotler threw that one away. And we might get our first look at the Wolverines offense if they can get this ball across. But feel free to send us your tweets, comments, questions, anything you got at CMarshallLSN. We will be watching them closely. Love to hear from you at home. Hear what you think about the game, but Michigan's going to have to get this ball across. No call on that one. Looked like came in, and finally the flag comes out, and now Michigan able to come up with the ground ball, but dangerously close to not being able to get that one across the midline.
This is a big possession here. They'll get a shot and they'll get the ball back if they don't convert here. So big possession.
It's Buckinavage up top. Looks like it's going to be offsides. I don't see who they're calling.
Oh wow!
But let's see if we can get down there with Biz down there on the sideline. Did you see anything there?
There was some contact from behind, initial contact. They kind of let the first one go, and then he kind of got mauled, and there was a continuous contact on the back, forced the player to the ground. They went with the flag and a 30-second push call.
Thanks, Biz. And certainly nice to have Big Electric Biz down there. He's dressed for the occasion. As this is our first look at the extra man unit. There's the shot. Stings the top corner. Rockham Sutherland out of Northport, New York. Gets the Wolverines on the board first, and it is 1-0.
The grad student.
Love to see that.
Yeah.
And get a good look at this one here. Just a defensive miss here.
Oh yeah. It doesn't get better than that in terms of shot placement on the goal and from where you want to take the shot from. About 6 yards away from the cage there.
And it was Chris Fake who let him loose, the All-American close defender for Yale, one of the best to do them in the country. But not a mistake you're used to seeing from an Andy Shea coach team. T.D. Erlin makes it 2 for 2. And he's able to get that one up near the box and dump the ball off. But early, T.D. Erlin doing what we expected him to do, 2 for 2.
He has had a dominant season. He's going to continue to do so. So I'm sure he's faced off against a lot of pulls, and he's going to have to do that today too.
Well, it looks like we're going to get a bunch of face-offs from Michigan with Nick Rowlett, younger brother of Jack Rowlett. And just like that, 1-1 ball game. Matt Gaudette, the senior out of Hamilton, buries it, and that looked pretty easy.
Yeah, stick side high on the goalie too, but again, you can't let a kid who's with that kind of goal shooting to get a shot from 10 yards like that.
And he's wide open. He's just able to catch and shoot there.
Yeah, you got to try to help your goalie out. And
now one finds the back of the net, 1-1 early in this one. Still plenty of lacrosse left to be played as fans continue to fill the stands. We've got a great crowd here tonight as T.D. Erlin makes it 3 for 3. And Nick Rowlett not having a whole lot of success. This Michigan team coming into tonight, 55% collectively as a unit. And Yale slowing it down. Kotler now.
uh-oh, again.
And there's Gaudette who gets it. And that's 2 quick ones for him in less than 30 seconds. 27 seconds between those two. And this is trouble for Michigan if they can't stop the bleeding pretty quickly here.
He's got to be the priority of the defense there, and they're letting him wide open right there in the crease twice in a row.
I mean, that's inside. That's 7 yards when he finally takes that shot. He's got his hands free twice, and we're going to get one more look here in the wide angle. And that's great work from our TVX video crew on the cameras.
That's the last guy you want with the ball in the middle of the field right there, if you're the Michigan defense.
And it looks like Erlin has the, that's Joe Newman out of Port Washington, New York, sophomore. And he's able to win the clamp and get it to himself. And that's 4 for 4 for Yale. Sets the pick, watch out. There's the shot, that one looked like it hit the pipe as Brandel wanted to try his luck.
Fresh shot clock.
And Jackson Morrell sends it up towards the box. That was Thomas Bragg showing his speed down the alley. Michigan pushing on the adjacents, looks like. Nice little fake from Solberg. Now Bragg once again coming downhill. The lefty rip off the mark, going to stay with the Bulldogs. 39 seconds left on the shot clock. As Jackson Morrell brings it in. A little two-man game.
This is a matchup Yale wants right here. Captain of their offense. Oh, wow. Gaudette again.
The natural hat trick there for Gaudette, as he's got 3 inside of 5 minutes here in the first quarter. And that's going to be tough to swallow for this Michigan defense.
That's tough. I'm sure the Michigan defensive coach has been all over this all week about keeping an eye on Gaudette, and he's got a hat trick early.
And again, wide open. But you talk about that matchup that they really wanted. Jackson Morrell up top on the shorty, quick slide, nothing but net.
Yeah.
I mean, got a timeout here for Michigan as they're going to chat things over. But what are you seeing so far here, Romar?
It's still early, so Michigan's got time to regroup there, but they definitely got to keep an eye on Gaudette. Even though you've got that matchup there with Jackson Morrell against short stick, you still don't want to leave Gaudette early to come to him. You know, you're better off letting Morrell take that alley shot than letting Gaudette catch one right there on the backside of the crease.
Yeah, and just a reminder, we're going to have the Impact Canopy Player of the Game, and often imitated but never duplicated, Impact Canopy is the next level of custom branded canopy and tents, ultra durable, FR coated, and built to survive all types of climates. Build your brand instantly at impactcanopy.com and follow Impact Canopy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And they again are sponsoring our Player of the Game, so make sure to check out their Twitter account and vote for the Player of the Game as this game progresses. I think we've got an early front runner.
Yeah.
In Matt Gaudet, as he's got 3, as you can see, at Impact Canopy there in the corner is where to find them. And you can find me on Twitter at CMarshallLSN. Love to hear from you guys at home as we continue to have a good time here so far.
I'd say, well, if you're not going to give it to Gaudet, I'd give it to TD. He's the one who's making it happen. Gaudet wouldn't have these chances without the possession. So
there you have it. And Yale's 5 for 5 right now.
Uh-oh. Wow.
And there's another shot, and there's Jackson Morill. There was his name in the ring, and 4 goals in less than 4 minutes for Yale here in the first. And you're going to get another look at this replay, but the defense looks a little out of sorts.
Yeah, every point from the Yale attack so far. But again, TD just making them scramble. That's 6-on-5 offense.
Yeah, you look at Gaudet, Rando, Morill. They're 3 of the top 4 scorers coming in. Coming into tonight, they accounted for 32 points. Thomas Bragg tied for 3rd in points through the midfield. He's wearing number 45 tonight. He's a big, strong kid. But it's pretty clear that they want to go through the attack. And early, it's easy to see why. And there's another unforced error for Michigan, and they can't afford turnovers like that. That one came out of Jack Schaffner, rather.
They absolutely cannot. These possessions will be precious with TD playing the way he is. Good save.
And that's exactly what Trowbridge needed there. Again, we talked about this Michigan squad splitting time between their 2 goaltenders. Obviously, you heard what Coach Connery had to say about it. If Trowbridge gets hot, they're going to stick with him. But if not, they're going to go to Kirchhoff.
I'm not a big fan of the goalie switching times.
It's tough. It's tough to get in a rhythm.
It is tough. I think the only time I've ever had a goalie not be stuck as a starter is when we're in that transition between who's going to be the next starter. So whenever there's goalies switching constantly, you kind of like that as a shooter. It means there's one goalie who hasn't gotten too comfortable in the net.
And we got Matt Holman down there on the sideline as well. He was listening in to the timeout. Matt, what do you got for us?
Timeout happened and a goal came up right away, but Coach was just trying to settle his guys down. He said, 1, we're not talking. 2, we're flat. 3, we're not communicating on defense. And he said, just stick in the fundamentals. He really encouraged his guys fundamentally. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Matt. And I mean, that's pretty much what you got to do. They just need to settle down. We've seen them look like they're a little bit jumpy at times early in this one. A couple of early unforced errors causing them some trouble, especially when you talk about what TD Ierlan is capable of doing at the faceoff X.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge crowd here. This is a huge game. A lot of nerves, so you're going to see that sloppy play early in the first quarter, but hopefully they can clean it up.
When you talk about experience, I mean, obviously you played in front of some pretty big crowds.
Yeah.
And you come out there the first time playing in front of a big crowd like this, and it looks like we're going to see the flag there once again. Pretty clearly a push in the back. Let's see if Michigan's able to get this one. But again, always seems like there's 2 white shirts to every yellow going for the ball. We want to get the flag down here. Let's see if we can send it down to Biz. Biz, what did you see on that one?
Well, that was one of those you could see it coming. The Michigan player was receiving the pass and was immediately contacted in the back. Push call once again. They went with the 30-second variety rather than the 1-minute illegal body check. But yeah, direct contact to the back, putting the man flat on his face. 30 seconds.
What's the difference for the fans at home between the 30-second and the 1 minute? How do you differentiate?
It's a matter of the level of impact. A push is simply what it is. When you push someone, you just give them a shove. The illegal body check, and that is That's more of a physical interaction where more like a tackle in football or a blocking gesture where you're really taking the physicality to the opposing player.
Great, thanks, Biz. And we saw the only goal that Michigan has so far come out of this extra man set down there in the corner. And there's a pretty good look. And that one off the stick from Zawada and pulled in by Starr as he sends it up. That one too tall. But again, all the bounces going white right now. Look out, downhill. Tevlin takes the shot, gets it inside. And once again, the attack, Matt Brandow buries the G, but that one comes from Tevlin, who's able to get the ball inside.
Again, another point, all coming from the attack here. Well, I guess that was an assist from the midfield, but this attack is making a killing on the crease there.
When you see Starr here, he gets it, starts it,
Yep.
coming down, gets a lucky bounce as that one comes in. Then you see Tevlin coming downhill, gets that one across to Brandow, and he knows what to do with it from there. But all 5 goals from the attack so far.
Not much you can do there. This Yale attack is pretty dialed in on transition goals, and they get a lot of practice with TD winning these faceoffs forward. So
winners
I love
outs.
that. Yeah.
And we've seen a couple of different looks at the faceoff X. Delacroix and Rowlett have both been out there. Same result. 0 wins so far for Michigan, digging themselves a hole early as they're down 4. This Yale team, previously the #1 team in the country, coming off a loss to UMass at Garber, which is always a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Gorilla Lax. And another face-off win going Yale's way, as that was a great ground ball from Weitzel.
UMass probably did Michigan a disservice by beating Yale because Andy Shea probably got on him hard after that loss.
I'm sure he did.
And they're fired up to be here, so they're coming out here firing, as you can see by those couple penalties early. They're a very aggressive team.
Well, you know, Andy Shea takes Coach Shea takes pride in those hard hat guys that he gets for this team.
Yeah.
I know. We talked about Tyler Warner and what a great player he's been.
Glissini as well.
Oh yeah, I mean those guys are great players.
Yeah.
And so you got to lean on those guys.
Yeah, it's clear that Yale's got an attitude they preach, and definitely they're not in a program that's afraid of the weight room.
I should probably spend a little more time in there myself. at least on the treadmill.
I thought you were hitting Orange Theory.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. My shirt fits now, so fortunately that's a small victory.
Oh my God.
But now Michigan, after a stop, getting back on the offensive side of the field. Haven't seen much of this side of the field yet. Let's see if they can give their defense a rest. I mean, as much as anything else, you want to be able to get your defense some time to not be playing.
Right. Especially with all these transition goals, they're running all over the place. Michigan's got to find another way to create offense besides our freshman here, Zawada.
I mean, he's got the shorty here.
Yeah, that's the matchup they like. Can't stand around and watch up top, though.
And that one's going to go Yale's ball. It was deflected. Looks like it came inside. Went off the stick of Kevin Mack. But again, Yale coming hard right out of the gates. Nice clear. And right back to the attack. And Yale has not been shy about going to the cage early in this one. Not a lot of extended possession so far.
No, they're picking up the pace. Oh.
And that's a nice save by Trowbridge, and it's going to be a crease violation. That was Solberg, freshman midi at a Crespi High School, Los Angeles, California, local product. But going to get a flag down here. This one's going to be going against Michigan, the first opportunity for the extra man unit for Yale, which plays at a pretty high level. Biz, did you see anything on that one?
Yeah, as the Yale player was cutting towards the crease to go for the crease dive, just before he left his feet, 2-4 in the goal, gave him a two-hand shove to the back of the uniform. Once again, a 30-second push call, third one here in the game tonight.
Thanks, Biz. You see Bragg and Brando up at the top.
Got to keep an eye on Gaudet there in the middle.
Tough ground ball for Wilson. Bragg, one of those guys for the midfield. Big shot. Nice look inside and the twister, and that's 4 Gs for the 4-4. Watch out, Gaudette. He wants that instant canopy player of the game.
Yeah, he
wants
really
it bad.
does.
He gets a shirt, I think.
Does he?
We'll get him one.
Wow. There he is again, right there on the crease too.
I mean, he just back cuts his guy, waits for the head to turn, creeps in behind him. And I mean, that's tough. Drobic is he's not playing bad. He's not getting put in a position to be position to be successful.
Exactly. As a defense, you got to help your goalie out by keeping guys out of the center of the field, outside of those hash marks, sorry. And Gaudette's right there inside the 10-yard mark every time.
And that's 8 for 8 for Yale so far. And there's a look inside, and there's Strawbridge. He's able to get in front of that one. And that's a save that they needed. Nice wheels by Oliver Meyer. Gets rewarded, gets the ball back. Nice little dodge, and great hit coming across the body.
I like it. They got to push the pace here.
But again, you take that shot inside against this Yale team, you're going to get popped.
Yep. Michigan's missing one of their biggest threats on offense there with #1 Avery Myers out with a torn ACL, so they are struggling here.
That's always tough coming into a season.
Ooh.
And
great
that
dodge.
shot off the mark. Benami. Bryce Clay dodging from X. Moves it up top. And there's Zawada off the pipe.
He likes that low to high. He likes that low to high.
And that was one big momentum goal there. Love to get one here towards the end of the first quarter. Try and steal a little bit away from Yale.
Ooh.
And great rip inside. And that's nearly the same part we saw Rocco Sutherland score his goal on the man up as well.
Wow.
2 Gs for Michigan, both with number 29 next to it.
There we go.
And we're going to get another look at this one here.
Love that. Barely any angle. That's a nice shot.
That's just brute force. You know a thing or two about just gassing the goalie.
Yeah. That's
Stick
great.
side high, too.
Basically betting against the short stick there. He's thinking you're not going to run out of angle and take that shot and beat the goalie.
And we finally see the pole make his way out. It's Finn Goonan. Another player out of Northport, New York. Just in case you're wondering. I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably more than one Northport.
Goonan.
And just lets him go back,
There we
but
go.
able to knock it out of his stick. So that's going to go down, I believe, as a face-off win for Erlin. But now it's a scrum, and that one's going to stay in bounds, goose backwards, but it's going to come up Yale, and that's a tough break for Michigan. He played that pretty well.
Michigan wing play is going to have to help him out a little bit more.
And there's Erlin. He goes down. The flag's going to come down. Somehow has that ball in his stick. Probably got the magic OG blade down there. Ball doesn't want to come out of there.
Yeah. He's strong, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't. No days off. No days off for TD Ireland.
No days off for TD Ireland.
Some talk that he might find his way to #1 in the old professional draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not so crazy. I mean, you see a guy that kind of blazed the path, Trevor Baptiste, for high picks. Trowbridge, big time save.
Yeah, I mean, people are starting to see the value of the face-off guy there. I mean, he could really change a team.
And we get another look here at this one, and there's TD. Takes one there and then gets one in the back.
Ooh.
But Biz, what did you see down there on that one?
Well, once again, I think we could probably have another technical foul for a push. It looked like it may be a hold, but there was, again, some contact to the back, so we're probably looking at a 30-second foul. Okay, so they did go with the hold call in regard to to the initial call. That's what I saw. My bigger concern was after the faceoff was won, Yale lost possession. I don't think Michigan ever had possession, and when they regained possession again, there was a fresh clock. I think that clock should have still been running down towards that 60 seconds.
Great. Thanks, Biz. Good eye. And there's an unforced error there coming out for Yale on the man up, something you don't see very often. Look out. Slows it down. It's Peter Holland. Peter Holland, local product out of Torrey Pines High School, started his collegiate career at the University of Southern California.
Wow.
In the MCLA.
Love that. I think that USC club program's pretty good, so I'm not surprised by that at all.
They certainly turned a corner this season. They're making some progress.
Right. Larkin Kemp's coaching over there, and he said they've got a ton of D1 transfers as well, kids who've gone from D1 lacrosse to play there. So,
well, certainly fun to see, as a former MCLA player myself, see some of the talent that we know is out there make their way to Division I as well. Certainly those kids can play.
Absolutely.
And there's the shot, low to high, just off the mark. Buck and Avage. And we got just under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter here. Feels like we've been going like crazy with all these goals.
Yeah.
And it feels like we should be deeper into the second quarter here. But 1:22 to play as Michigan seems to have calmed down a little bit. They look more comfortable now than we've seen them so far in this game.
Those pregame jitters are out now. They're settled in. They've got a lot of California guys on their roster too, so the crowd's rooting for them. They'll find their way.
And there's the look across. But Yale, they're to snuff it out. There's the shot. And that one goes 5-hole. May have been deflected. But that's the finish from Schneider out of Manhasset. And Michigan looking to make this a ball game as they take two back.
Yeah. Plenty of time left. A lot of game left. I think that got deflected.
And that one goes 5-hole. That one's tough to swallow for Jack Starr. Seems to be seeing the ball pretty well tonight. But you see him come back, take the shot. And that one comes through.
It was a knuckleball.
That's always tough. You see those.
Yeah.
You just watch it slowly creep by you.
As a shooter, you love those. The shots that you weren't aiming for that just kind of bounce off people and go in.
Well, they all count the same. And let's send it down to Biz here. I mean, it looked like were they calling the procedure there on the face-off or?
Yeah, NC2A college men's rules in lacrosse. If you have 3 face-off violations and a half, on the third one, it is an illegal procedure, and it'll be a 30-second technical foul. So right now, basically, Michigan is in the penalty each and every time. If they commit a infraction on a face-off for the rest of this half, they will be penalized 30 seconds. That will reset for the second half, however.
Great, thanks, Biz. And that's certainly something to watch. They've already been struggling pretty mightily at the face-off X, yet to win one in the score sheet. And another look at this extra man, so they're going to have to be really careful. We've seen Goonan out there the last couple. Seems to be having the most success of the 3 guys that have gone against the face-off unit, more specifically T.D. Ireland.
So you got to find his way to the crease every time on this wheel play.
And that was a penalty kill there for Michigan as we're down to the final 15 seconds here in the quarter. See if Yale can put one in as we're now under 10. And there's Gaudette. He comes inside. Big time save by Trowbridge. That one comes across. That's a huge momentum save coming into the break here in the first quarter. But definitely stick with us as we've got tons of lacrosse coming your way. You're watching the Pacific Coast Shootout on TVX Video. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Pacific Coast Shootout, brought to you by Impact Instant Canopies. Impact Canopy is one of the last U.S.-owned and operated manufacturers of high-quality, customizable branded canopies, tents, flags, and so much more. Build your brand instantly at impactcanopy.com with more than 20 years of valuable experience. Impact Canopy, take your brand to the next level. And they, of course, are sponsoring the Player of the Game as well. So make sure to go to Impact Canopy on Twitter and vote for the Player of the Game. Obviously, we've got a couple of players on the Yale side that are making a pretty compelling argument. But also let us know what you're doing on Twitter. You can find me at CMarshallLSN. Love to hear from you guys at home, who you're rooting for, where you are watching from. I know it's getting sort of late on the East Coast.
It is.
It's still, night is young.
The night is
Orange
very
County.
young. And these guys are in college. They don't get tired.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm a little tired. No, we made the drive all the way from the City of Angels earlier today. Only took us like an hour and 15 minutes, which is great. I mean, that could take us 3-4 hours.
Yeah. Oh my God, this LA traffic.
And there's another face-off win coming for Yale. It's Michigan squad still rolling a donut.
Ooh.
And let's see what the call is here from the officials as they come together. It looked like he might be inside of the goalie crease there on the dive, and that's what they're going to call. He's in the crease. And Biz, if you're down there, can you give us a little clarification on what the new crease inside the crease means for the dive?
Oh, so what you have is you almost essentially have a double crease now. You have the full 9-foot radius crease, and then within that crease, just in front of the net, is what's called the goal mouth. Colloquially called the ice cream scoop, right? So what happens is now with the crease dive being legal, a player may leave his feet, a player may shoot, and as long as the ball is in the back of the net and he does not contact the goaltender, he can land in the crease and the goal is good. However, if he invades the goal mouth, that's like the old crease rule. Now that goal would be invalidated even if there was no contact with the goalkeeper.
Great, thanks, Biz. Wealth of knowledge down there on the sideline. Certainly nice to have.
Love it. Yeah, he's
the
great.
extra explanation there on some of these official calls. But
yeah.
Michigan getting on the offensive side. Go ahead.
That small crease on the inside of the crease is just funky to me. I can't get used to it.
Yeah.
It's just very weird and very technical. It's such a specific addition to add to the game.
It does look like an ice cream scoop, though.
Yeah, I've never heard that. And now that I'm looking at it from our almost bird's eye view.
And I mean, we're gonna get Matt Holman down there in one of the huddles here, so hopefully get some information out of this. But I mean, if you're Michigan and you're Coach Connery, I mean, what are you telling your boys?
I'm telling them to relax. We got their pregame nerves out, but it's a huge crowd. I know they're not used to that probably because it's a midseason game, but. Yeah,
I mean, short of the playoffs, I'm not sure you're going to get a bigger crowd than this. Maybe a big game at Homewood, maybe.
Yeah, if I'm talking to them, I'm telling them the odds are in their favor. Everyone's very far away from home. It's not a neutral site. If anything, there's more California guys on the Michigan team than anything. And you saw this Yale team lose to UMass, so I can't think of a better game condition to pull off an upset than this.
Well, and you know they've got a little bit of the momentum back. I mean, it was the Matt Gaudette show there for a second, there right at the beginning of this game when he scored 4 of the first 5 and 3 in about 3.5 minutes. But it seems like they've settled in. They got the 2 last goals. They're finally getting some stops from the goalie. So it'll be interesting to see how things happen out of this timeout. Excuse me. And let's see if Coach Holman has anything for us down there on the sideline. Well, doesn't look like we've got him there. We'll see if we can send it down to him here in a second. All right, looks like we got him.
Sorry, guys, I'm communicating with the game clock too. I just caught the tail end of the defensive huddle from Yale, and they've already came out of what they were talking about. So. We'll have more next time. I'm sorry.
Great. Thanks, Matt. Got this surrounded.
Yeah.
But Michigan settling in. I mean, what are you going to say? They're having a pretty good game. They haven't played a whole lot of defense.
Oh,
And that one,
severe angle.
pretty good opportunity from Christian Ford. Like you said, out of the Bishop School, Rancho Santa Fe. A couple of guys you've probably seen coming out of the Bishop School. Jake Seau.
Oh, yeah.
And Eddie Glazner, also out of the Bishop School.
Glaze.
Yeah, just Glaze.
Wow, yeah. No,
He's-
those are two great players. Two very big athletic players as well.
Oh, yeah. Watching those guys play together in high school was a real treat.
Oh, I'm sure they were
It was,
dominant out here.
I think Glazner was a senior. I think Seau was a sophomore. Had the opportunity to call a couple of their games. Being coached by the great Hamilton Pollard.
Yeah, California definitely has no shortage of athletes, so it's awesome to see them start to pick lacrosse.
And Michigan able to get a shot there, but looked like off the back of Bryce Clay. It's not where you want to send those.
Oh wow, the twister.
Little twister shot down there on the side from Kevin Mack. I've never been able to do that.
You know, I definitely have not pulled a twister off in a game or attempted one, but it's a great shot,
Oh,
especially
season
if
coming
you're
up.
heavy righty. Yeah, you might see one. Who knows?
Yeah, try it out for the Seals. I mean, you're ready to polish off the indoor game.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of my game that I do not use.
That ball knocked out of the hands of Ford, but somehow gets it back. And the backhanded shot from Clay. So they're down to 6 seconds here in the shot clock. Well, they lost a second there while he was running for it. The Yale-friendly clock here early on, but they're going to have to get something quick. And there's a great look inside. There's the shot. What a finish by Clay right at the buzzer. And that's a great look inside. Looked like that one came from Buckinavage. And there's a great look of the nearly capacity crowd here. I mean, what a great
crowd.
event.
Yeah, this is awesome.
But the lead is now 2, and we got ourselves a bowl game. Things looked a little tense early.
Yeah.
But Buckinavage right there. Great run by Clay. What a finish.
I think that was all pregame jitters. I think Michigan's going to be right back in this.
Well, asking you shall receive.
Yeah.
That's what we're rooting for.
I'd really like to see Michigan win this.
I mean, we're not supposed to make picks, but I would love to see a close
unbiased,
game
yes,
as well.
I'd like to see a good game.
There we go. There we go. That's the diplomatic answer that we were looking for.
I mean, Michigan lost that game to Merrimack, so they have a pissed off game to prove too. It's not just Yale who lost that game to UMass, who's got a chip on their shoulder.
Well, certainly. And I mean, you look at in the landscape of lacrosse.
Right.
I mean, Michigan is a very new program,
They
comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
When you look at this Yale squad, who has 2 national championships that they list on the program there. Obviously, of course, 2018, and I think the other one's 1889.
Yeah.
So they've got some lineage here that they need to catch up with.
I think that old thing of the lacrosse blue bloods is kind of going away. There's just so much parity now because so many more kids are playing lacrosse, and there's so many more games on TV now. When you used to just see the Duke, UNC, Maryland, UVA, now kids want to go to Michigan. They're seeing all these other schools with D1 teams, so it's not that 100-year-old Hopkins team just beating up on everyone anymore.
Yeah, and even we've seen Syracuse as a bad example currently.
Yeah.
as the number 1 team.
Right.
The win over Hopkins today, but
Yeah.
I mean they're a team that dominant for decades.
Yeah.
And then ran into some other talented teams. It's always nice to see teams get their first championship. And there's a big one to cut the lead to 1. And Zawada, the freshman, he gets his name in the newspaper. His first of the day.
The leader of this offense, even though he's just a freshman, he's definitely their go-to guy.
And you heard what Coach Connery said about him. I mean, he's mature and one of the best freshmen he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And that one just beats his defender.
When you've got that kind of talent at an early age, you've got to mature quickly. Whether you want to or not, you will be a leader if you're the best player.
No, and Fake is fired up. Looks like there was a little bit of a miscommunication there on the switch behind the goal. And Chris Fake, not many guys beat him like that.
Right. Yeah, he's a prototypical defenseman. Big, strong, quick feet. Likes to hit people too.
And I'll throw him in my good to quite good category, I think.
Me too.
How about that? The face-off win.
There we
For
go.
the Wolverines, an opportunity to tie this game up. We dip under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. And Michigan's feeling it. And like you said, there's a lot of neutral colors here. But there seem to be a lot of Michigan fans.
There are, yeah. They're starting to look a lot more comfortable. Like you just saw that face-off win. I think they're going to start to get some goals going on 6-on-6 here. They're not going to get too much transition at the X here. If they do beat TD, they're probably not beating him forward. Uh-oh. Oh, wow.
Turf Gremlins out for Zawada, and then Chris Fake a little overzealous with those checks.
Land lumber.
Sending a message, but he's going to spend some time in the sin bin. On timeout. He'll have to go there and think about what he's done. Might get another one here, but the ref lets him play.
Oh, no. He just threw that possession away with that shot. Oh, they get it back.
Wow. There's a great poke check coming across the body from Brian Ward, senior, Mount Lebanon, PA. Biz, we got a pretty good look at that one, but what did you see?
Oh, it looked like a little lumber being swung down there in the lower left corner. Right there, official on top of it. Easy call to make, clearly obvious, and he's going to take a knee for a minute.
And you saw Biz talking about it. And great timing there too, because we got the replay right. It was as if you were explaining it as it was happening, and you get the ref 6 feet away.
Yeah.
And
what a production team.
Yeah, we got it here. TVX Video. We have fun. It's a hashtag for the broadcast today. But Michigan opportunity to tie things up here. They did score a goal early in the game, their first goal of the game, their only lead of the game at 1-0 off the extra man. And they're going to get a full minute here. Zawada coming from behind, looks up top on the skip pass. Here's a great opportunity. That one off the mark. Looked like Starr may have gotten a piece of it. It's Buck and Avage.
Let's see what they do here.
Ooh. And that one stings the corner. That's a great shot. And that's 3 on the day. Toss your hats, Rocco Sutherland.
You'd love to see that. Low to high, extra man from the wing. As a righty shooter, that's the shot you want.
And a nice little fake there from Zawada. Just freezes the defense enough. You see him come through here. Whoop. There it is. Another fake, and that one just stings the corner. I mean, that's almost exactly the same goal we saw him score before, low to high.
Right. That's got to be the scout on this goalie, or that's just his go-to shot, because it's a carbon copy of the first couple goals.
Yeah, putting the fun in fundamentals. That was never a tool I carried in my tool belt.
The low to high.
Low to high.
I always just thought, why shoot high to low when you can shoot low to high?
That's true. That's a good point.
It's way cooler.
It is way cooler. Like, Coach, you see how cool that shot looked? Kidding me?
Uh-oh.
But Yale, obviously another face-off win there. They've been the opposite of struggling. TD Erlin making the most of it. TD, of course, holds the single season record, just a hair above 79 percentage points, which is pretty spectacular. And the single game record, I believe, for playoff at 31 wins.
Wow.
I mean, it's wild.
I mean, when I saw what Baptiste was doing, I was like, well, no one's going to beat that.
Yeah.
I guess records are made to be broken.
You see Jerry and the Beast out there teaching the youth of tomorrow, future leaders of America.
I think TD actually trains with Max Adler over at up in Connecticut, so another great pro face-off guy.
Yeah.
They do a great job of giving back to the community, or basically just teaching the next generation of those guys, because these guys keep getting better at facing off.
Dude. Wow, what a finish coming across.
Falling down.
Zawadzki able to get that one in. I don't know how he even got that shot off.
Yeah, I don't know how he got it off. I do not know how he got so much pace on it either. He put that right in the corner.
And there he is turning, and then he just gets rolled up on and then able to sting that off stick high. Yeah. Pretty spectacular shot. Get another look at it here.
Yeah, that was about as much corner as you can get. Wow. 10 yards. Another shot, though, 10 yards away, front and center. As the goalie, he's got to be getting frustrated as a goalie. They're getting shots from the best spots on the field.
We've seen pretty good offense from both of these teams. I mean, they're getting the ball inside, and they're scoring good goals.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from maybe the deflection, but they got to a good spot.
Yeah. They're getting towards the middle of the field. They're changing planes, or they're shooting opposite the stick side. They're shooting good shots.
Haven't had to resort to the official shot of Romar Dennis from the logo. like LeBron.
The jump shot?
Yeah, just jump shot from the logo. 35, send it. I think that's a special talent.
Did you see that LeBron just overhand football toss he had the other day? Full court shot.
That's it's who he is.
Yeah, he is a special athlete.
Yeah, that was a fun game against the Bucks the other night too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Lit it up. Probably get back to lacrosse here, but
yeah.
Yale still on the attack. So we dip under 30 seconds here in the shot clock. Looked like a pretty good opportunity, but Gaudette.
Wow.
He doesn't have a bad shot.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad. That's 5 by my count for Gaudette.
He's showing some range there. He was all over the crease early in the game, and then now he shoots one from a little further. Nice bounce shot right under the crossbar.
And we're going to get another look here at this one. He's inside again, the 9-yard mark. Inside of 10 yards, he's automatic as he gets that one on the bounce. But you give up a pretty good shot from Jackson Murrill and get it to Gaudette there at the top.
Right. Very unselfish play, but he realized there was more angle and a lot more time to shoot with that pass.
And that one going to be going against Yale, as we've seen Joe Newman, the only other guy to take faceoff so far for Yale. He's 1-1. But heard the whistle, and then you worry a little bit for the Wolverines if they get another procedure call. What Biz said on the sideline, they're going to be sitting down for 30 seconds for the next 5.5 minutes at least. That'll reset at the break.
Yeah.
And Zawada working on fake. Gets around. Buckinavage.
Looks like a weave they bailed out on there.
And there's Mack looking for help. Getting everything he wants from Wetzel. And Snyder sends it back up top. Buckinavage.
Gotta take that middle of the field there. Whew. Got a lot of room to his right, but favors his left hand.
Yeah, Buckinavage looked like he'd been spending some time at Shake School. Quick feet.
Good speed.
Well, and their star loses it for a second, but nice leg save as he keeps that one in front with the 4:30 mark here in the half. But we got ourselves a ball game here. There's Kotler, gets it across. Kotler and Tevlin both been great in the clearing game for Yale so far. Long line of great two-way middies.
Yeah.
And that one just behind Brando. Can't pull it in. There's a nice ground ball for Michigan. And Schreiber gets it back. Schreiber, the freshman out of Wilton, Connecticut. Ooh, boy. A lot of white shirts around there. Had to thread the needle.
That's a scary pass to catch on a clear
That was
there.
a scary pass. Man. Hair stood up here in the subway skybox.
Yeah. Good thing is a lot of teams are kind of trained not to slide upfield, so you kind of hope that no one takes a chance to just take your head off there.
And again, Michigan looking a lot more comfortable than we've seen them.
Yeah. They're getting the ball around. They're subbing.
Now Sutherland, he's got 3. Nice look inside. Big time save by Starr.
What a save.
Oh, and that's going to be an off-ball push. That one's staying with Michigan, but And Jack Starr, that's a goal 9 out of 10 times.
Yep. A lot of space here down the righty alley. Let's see what he does with it. Gets it up.
There's Clay working up. Takes the shot, another big save.
Big
he
hit.
He gets a big hit coming across the middle on the slide.
This Yale team is physical.
And numbers opportunity. 5-on-4 for Yale. Brando all the way across. Morrell takes the shot. That one off the mark. Let's see who gets there, and that one's going Michigan's way.
Great hustle play there. See the Michigan sideline fired up after that one.
And that was Andrew Darby. Sophomore to Darien. Again, high press on the ride from Yale. That one down to Zawada. Again, working on fake. Been able to get by him once for a goal. That one bounces in. Clay gets in front of it. We dip under 2 minutes to play here in the half. Still 2-goal lead for Yale. After Michigan was able to tie things up at 6-6. Tough look inside. And there's going to draw the flag once
Another
again.
Penalty.
Bit of a free possession here. Zawada's got his man hung up.
Yale is paying for that aggressive defense they like to play here.
Officials calling it pretty
Ton
tight.
of penalties.
Clay turns the corner, takes the low-to-low backhanded shot. That one just misses the frame, but we're got some laundry out there. We're going to get another look at the foul here. Biz, what did you see?
The Michigan player extended himself. He was fully outstretched to try to receive the high pass. The Yale defender just decided to take a little liberty, give him that push on the back, put him down. There was possession on the play, therefore he'll serve 30 seconds. Another push in this game.
And that was a great look at it in slow motion, too. I mean, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get another one for that extra chop to like the head or back there when he was already on the ground.
And again, we've seen Michigan have a little bit of success in their extra man. They go to that rotation. And there's a great look inside by Clay, and he buries it as he's able to cut through the middle. We're going to get another look at this one, but this is a Michigan team that looks like they came to play tonight.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely not shying away from the big game.
There's a lot behind.
Great cut.
Yeah, and as soon as you saw Brian Ward, 42, drop in, great cut coming from behind by
I love
Clay
that
there.
play, kind of distracting him with the cut from behind so you can get the big cut from up top. Not much of a crease guy myself, though.
No? Like to stay outside?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you got a hammer like that, you might as well just stand out there and let it rip.
Right. Or if, you can't catch very well.
That was always a concern of mine.
KYP, we used to say, know your personnel.
Yeah, people didn't pass to me all that often.
Right, that's when they know their personnel.
Exactly, exactly. I'm like, I'll catch one on the run from the goalie, and that's about the only time anyone passes to me. Yale with an opportunity here to run this out. It's a 50 on the shot clock, 36 on the game clock, so they can hold for the last shot here. And opportunity for a big momentum goal. I think the real question is if Trowbridge makes a save here at the end, do you stick with him into the second half? He's really kind of evened out here in the second quarter.
I would. I absolutely would. It's a little chilly to be standing on the sideline, even though it's only 59 in terms of playing style.
It's 58 now.
58, but still not literally chilly, but you get stiff.
And that one finds the back of the net. Christian Kropp, the junior out of Jupiter, Florida.
Yeah, all the goals that are getting scored on him are kind of ones that you're not supposed to save. So,
and we get a look at this one, and Kropp just beats this guy. Gets to about 7 yards. Yeah,
7 yards. Yeah.
We get another look at it here at the little wider angle. That's tough. Change the plane.
That's tough. Yeah. He's just very close to the net.
Here's the dangerous thing now that you got to worry about with TD Ireland is he can win this forward, and there's time enough to score a goal with 6 seconds left on the clock.
And this attack knows what to do with that much time too. So
he's got to hold him up.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, good if it goes, but it does not. And just like that, we have found our way through the first half of action here, 9-7 in favor of Yale, and this is about what we were hoping for.
Yeah.
When you look at this one, things looked a little tense when it was 6-1, and Yale was really pouring it on early, but things have been pretty good so far. We're going to see if we can get Coach Shea walking back to the sideline there. We've got Matt waiting for him. But what have you seen from this Michigan squad that's sticking out to you?
I see they're starting to share the ball well. I was concerned with all the.
All right, well, let's send it down to Matt here for a quick question with Coach Shea.
Yeah, Coach.
Thought we'd start out hot, and we got a little unfundamental in the second quarter there, and we got to get back to it. I think so, yeah.
Thanks. Back to you, Chris.
All right, and there you heard it from Coach Shea. Got away from the fundamentals. Started hot, got a little complacent, and they were able to let this team get back in the game. But I mean, we're certainly excited for the second half. You get a great look at the crowd here. They're throwing, I think, pairs of socks out there. I love one of those. See, I don't think they can make it up to us here, but stick with us. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with plenty more lacrosse action.
From beach towns to urban courtrooms and cherry farms, everything we do at the University of Michigan is dedicated to making a change for the better. Our work is helping Hannah to save her town's shoreline, Cherish to stand up for other foster children, and Theron to find his voice again after a stroke. Sharing solutions, developing potential, and transforming lives. This is Michigan.
I'm GW Mix, the executive director of the Pacific Coast Shootout. We started this game back in 2014 when my son was a senior at Notre Dame. Notre Dame had 2 games on either side of their spring break in South Bend. The first was against Denver, and on the back end of spring break was Virginia. And Kevin called, and we were talking, and he just didn't feel like having those 2 high-caliber games on campus with no one there to see them made a whole lot of sense. So we talked about moving the game here. We wound up moving their game with Denver to start the inaugural Pacific Coast Shootout. The nice thing about the first year was I took care of Notre Dame's airfare and took care of their hotels and all their other accommodations, but I didn't have to worry about Denver as Denver was going to South Bend. So Billy was more than happy to spend that budget money to come to California rather than go to South Bend, Indiana in early March. So that's how the event got started. And then after we had some success with the first one, we started to think about, hey, this is a great platform to help us promote the sport of lacrosse and the game played at a high level here on the West Coast. So we started talking to some other teams, and I reached out to a lot of my former colleagues, and we were able to get North Carolina and Maryland to come and play the next year. And it really has taken off from there. We've had some great programs here. We've had the last 5 national champions have played in the Shootout, which is pretty remarkable for a West Coast event. And we're excited to host Yale tomorrow as the 2018 national champion against an up-and-coming Michigan program. The theme of the Shootout is show the game to grow the game. And the idea behind that was, for those of us who grew up playing on the East Coast, I grew up in Maryland, played high school lacrosse at Gilman, and then went on to play at Penn. I coached at Penn, Franklin and Marshall. And a lot of kids and a lot of the better players, they grew up watching big-time college lacrosse right in their own backyard, and then they would go home and try to replicate what they saw. So we took that model and we just literally put it on airplanes and brought it here. The idea is we want kids to see this game played at its highest levels and try to emulate the players that they watch play. And we really believe that that's going to elevate the game and the sport here on the West Coast. So far, so good. We've had a couple of great matchups here. The Maryland-Carolina rivalry is terrific, and the Notre Dame-Denver rivalry is terrific. We've had both of those games in the shootout twice now. And one of the things we started to do is try to build some new rivalries within the West Coast high school programs. And one of the big games we have this weekend here locally is Torrey Pines coming up from San Diego and Loyola coming down from Los Angeles, meeting here in Orange County and coming to the shootout afterwards. One of the reasons that we have a lot of these ancillary events around the Pacific Coast Shootout is I used to be the director of events at ESPN, and I spent an awful lot of time managing quite a few bowl games for ESPN, and I really wanted college lacrosse kids to have that college football bowl experience. And so we've tried to replicate that here at the shootout for these teams. So when they come, they have a lot of activities that we help put together. We've sent teams to the SEAL base in Coronado. We've sent teams to the Marine Corps base in Pendleton. We have the PIMCO visit. We do a Surfside surf shop shopping spree for them while they're here. We try to get them to the beach. We have a lot of local restaurants that host the team. So we do an awful lot to try to make it more than just a game on the road. We want it to be a great experience for these kids. And we've been able to do that with a variety of different sponsors and a variety of different opportunities and activities for the kids. We have a banquet for each team, and we have hosted tables at the banquet where local folks, local business people, local families actually buy a table and they host 4 of the players from the team. Last night at the Michigan dinner, a Wolverine feast, I had the opportunity to talk to Christian Ford, one of the Michigan players' dad, and he mentioned to me that the Pacific Coast Shootout motivated both of his sons to play lacrosse at a really high level. They've been to the shootout almost every year that we've had it, and Christian's playing here now at Michigan, and the other son is playing at Notre Dame at a really high level. So it was really nice to hear that the shootout's doing exactly what we want it to do. It's exposing the kids in our community and along the West Coast to the game as it's played by the best players in the country. And it's pushing them to want to be one of those guys and to want to go and play lacrosse at a high level. So we've got quite a bit of support here in our local community and the regional community that helps make this thing happen. Mike O'Herco and Impact Canopy does a great job of turning OCC Stadium into a shootout venue with the way they dress the stadium up. You'd never realize it was a junior college football stadium. They do a terrific job, and we're excited and really grateful for their support. PIMCO has been a good partner of ours for the last couple of years, and one of the things that they do is they bring the teams in to PIMCO, and they show them around their campus and talk to these young men about the opportunities that are available for them after graduation. So it's just another added experience for these kids being a part of the Pacific Coast Shootout. Just want to take an opportunity to thank our partners here at Orange Coast College. They provide a great venue and a wonderful setting for this event. Karen Latham and her staff of the operations group does a great job of helping us get this place set up to create a great fan experience for everyone who attends the shootout. So we're really grateful for that partnership. As you can appreciate, it's a pretty expensive venture bringing these teams out here. We cover their airfare, we cover their hotels, their ground transportation, all of their meals. We want it to be easy for the teams to make the decision to participate. With that comes an awful lot of expense. Those airplane tickets across the country are not cheap. We have some sponsorship, but we certainly want to continue to grow our partners and get some folks to help us bring this game west. And I really believe that it's working. And with some more support, we'll be able to continue the shootout and continue to do great things for the game here along the West Coast.
And welcome back to the Pacific Coast Shootout, brought to you by Impact Canopy. The Impact Canopy is the next level of highest quality custom branded canopy and tents, each of which is ultra durable, FR coated, and built to survive in extreme weather conditions. Impact produces customized canopies in a wide variety of shapes, sizes, and colors. Build your brand instantly at impactcanopy.com. Follow Impact Canopy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. There will be an Impact Canopy player of the game. Make sure to go follow them on Twitter and make your votes heard. Early, we've got a leader in the clubhouse. It's Andrew Darby, number 19 for Michigan. Appears to be having a really nice game, according to the fans at home. So if you want to be heard, make sure you go out there and do it. And definitely let us know what you're thinking as well. Chris Marshall, Romar Dennis here with you. You can find us on Twitter. Find me at CMarshallLSN. Where they find you, Romar?
Well, you can just find me at Romar Dennis on Instagram.
At Romar Dennis on Instagram. He'll be there. You check out the story. And but you look at this game as we're just about ready. It looks like they're going to go with Kirikov there in the goal, switching goalies like we talked about, which they've been doing. And let's see if we can get Coach Connery coming out of the huddle there, and let's go right down there to Matt.
Message to the team at halftime:
just keep plugging away. Look, they're talented, they're big, they're strong, and they're gonna push you all over the field. Just keep plugging away. We made a lot of progress in that second quarter. We have to match their physical play. We got to keep going.
Thanks, and good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you.
Well, and there you have
Back
Coach
to you guys.
Connery. I mean, that was exactly what we talked about. Just going out there and playing like he did in the second quarter. I mean, they were strong. They still won the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make sure to send us some tweets. Love to hear from you guys at home. We can see that you're watching on the old YouTube feed. Can't figure out how to bring up the comments there on the side there, but definitely let us know what you're thinking about. And again, that's at C Marshall LSN. Another win for TD Ireland. And Yale going to be the team on offense. Nice slide there from Goonan.
Another TD win.
It's that's pretty much what we see par for the course.
The kid is a machine.
And I think Yale's only lost one faceoff all night. Goonan nearly got a stick on that one.
Wow.
Just one.
I mean, I think you got to give it to their Yale wing play too. They don't get any credit, but anytime a faceoff guy's that successful, that the wings are holding off the other team's wings there.
Oh, 100%.
Another twister.
Another twister. That one from Kotler off the mark. Yale's going to run it down. There's Brandow. He's got the shorty here. This is a tough matchup. There's a quick switch.
Uh-oh. Oh, stick side high.
And
you love that as a goalie.
Kirikov.
Yeah. As a goalie, you love that stick side high shot as your first one. So you save on your first shot and you get in a rhythm.
And Kirikov, a more imposing figure in the goal than what we saw in the first half from Trowbridge.
Usually when you have two goalies, you at least have two different hands. Do you go with a righty then a lefty, kind of throw the shooters off, but another righty there for them.
Well, I mean, talking to Coach Connery pregame, I mean, he said that their styles are both very different.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, you got to run the scout on two different goalies.
Yep.
And so far he's batting 1,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sutherland thought about that shot again. We saw him score that earlier.
Going low to high again, huh?
Buckinavage. And that one, Pipe City.
He's dialed in.
He's feeling it.
He's feeling it.
Rocco Sutherland got 3 on the day. Not getting any votes for player of the game yet. So
see him hunting the skip here too. He wants it again.
And he's got a shorty matchup again too. And that one right around the defender. That would have been really tough to see for Starr. But Kevin Mack unable to get that one on target. Michigan settles back into the offense once again. Zawada been pretty quiet. Chris Fake kept the shackles on him. Still 40 seconds, just under 40. And great look across the field. Zawada buries it.
What a feed.
Threads the needle from Kevin Mack. That's a fantastic pass. No chance there for Jack Starr in the cage.
Anytime it goes from the opposite side of the field over. That's very tough for the goalie to completely turn around. He almost has to do a 180 to get there.
When you see fake cuts in, you watch him cut across, and that opens the seam for the pass. That's great vision by Mac. And Zawada, boom, puts it where the goalie's not.
Very subtly looks down, too, to get the goalie to drop down, and he sticks it up high.
That must be nice, like being able to think about something else while you're shooting it.
To have hands, yeah.
Just
I can't imagine.
Stare it down.
Imagine being able to catch that close to the goal.
Can't do it.
Cannot relate.
Singletary. Can't do it. Can't win with these guys. Can't do it. And that was a procedure call going against Michigan. They get 2 more freebies.
Then it's a penalty every time,
Then it's a penalty every time. 30-second technical.
That's tough, man.
And Biz down there getting it for us. The goalie, or that's going to be a push going against Michigan. Biz, what did you see on that one? That one looked like a bit of a tight call here from where we're standing.
I'm sorry, are you talking about the face-off infraction? I did not see it. There was some distraction down here at the table, so I have no insight for you on that one, Chris.
What about on the push there on the crease?
Did they have a push?
Well, there's a goal. We'll send it back down here to Biz in a couple minutes, but see the officials coming together. See if we get another look at this one.
Backside feeds have been the name of the game today.
Went right into the crease, yeah, and that one was Brandow, and right inside looked like he beat him to the near post.
Have all the points been from the Yale attack? All the goals?
I believe so.
Wow. 9 attack goals. I mean, you have 3 attackmen who almost scored 50 goals each last year, or they did, except Brandow or Morrill had 46.
46.
And then you had 50 and 52. That's the meat of their offense.
Embarrassing.
It's a lot of
guy
goals.
that doesn't have 50 goals.
Well, he had 48 assists, so
yeah, that's fine, I guess.
So that works.
I guess. It's not as cool.
It is not as cool.
Nah, I'm just kidding. For all you kids listening at home, assists are just as good as goals.
Better.
I think so. Oh, that's trouble.
Uh-oh.
Good recovery there by Michigan. Scott Dett was ready for...
not much of a dodger, though.
Everyone to throw his socks. The socks they just got from the sideline.
I'd put a shorty on Gaudette.
They shut him off.
Yeah, shut him off and challenge him to dodge. I don't think that's really something he likes to do, but that would give him a lot more room for shooting. Wow.
And no chance. Jackson Morrill cutting around the corner, right around the defender. Kirchhoff never saw it. That one stung the corner.
It's a good shot.
Get another look at this one here as that pushes the lead to 3.
Off hip, far side. Turning the corner. That is a tough shot to save.
And he's coming through traffic.
Yeah.
And it's right over the top of the helmet. Kirchhoff never saw it.
Yep. And he's hiding the stick very well behind his own head and shoulders there.
I mean, things started pretty promising for Kirchhoff. He made a save on his first shot.
Yep.
2 quick ones for Yale, and this is where we saw them give Michigan trouble, is when they get cooking quickly. And they pushed it to 6-1 in the first quarter,
right, after
scoring 5 goals in about as many minutes.
It's been a game of runs, though.
They always are.
Uh-oh. Is that a hold?
And that one's going against Michigan. That's a tough call. After Erlin won the face-off, was able to knock it out of his stick, but
he's limping a little bit there. CTD.
And we've seen
banged up.
Newman, the only other face-off guy we've seen tonight from Yale. I mean, limited sample size, but 1 for 2 rather.
Yeah.
But obviously, TD's a pretty tough kid. I suspect we will continue seeing him at face-off X.
Yeah, and I would keep using different poles if I was Michigan. Switch it up. Give him different looks every time.
Kropp able to chase that one down, working on the shorty from up top. Quick slide. That one back to Gaudette. And that one's 6 for Gaudette.
Is that from 14? So he's showing us the range again there with a hat trick on the crease early, and then a couple outside shots now as the game goes on.
I mean, you watch the slide come here, and then Gaudette's just standing there, and he's already getting ready. Well, hop, skip, and a shot.
All the time in the world, too.
If you get a really good look at the slide coming here. Looked a little early. What do you think?
The Jason slide from dead center is not good on defense there, especially coming off of Gaudette and giving him that look. Goalie should be furious there.
Doesn't look that mad from here, but I can't see his face. So that's a second going against Michigan. That's
getting close.
That doesn't help. TD thinking about the goal. Eyes got a little big maybe there. Staying out there. So now the lead is 4. They're 1 away from the largest lead of the game. That one at 6-1. But starting the second half the same way they started the first.
Forgot TD transferred into Yale from Albany.
That's a fact.
So this is
I know there was the big. I thought he was going to go to Cornell. His little brother playing goalie out there. Wow, that's a great hustle play.
What a save.
Solberg, man, that's probably going to be pretty stingy in the shower later.
Yeah, some turf burn.
Sliding in there.
You don't feel that.
No, not now.
Yeah.
I don't feel that until later.
Oh man, turf burn's the worst.
The worst.
Sticks to your sheets.
Oh, jeez. I don't miss that. That's why I always wear pants now, because I can get away with that because I'm old.
I was lucky to play on grass all summer.
Love a nice grass field. And that's possession shot for Yale. 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
Thomas Bragg's been pulling very early with that right hand on these lefty shots today.
All the way across.
Again, yeah, he's pulling with that right shoulder, and he's making the shot go a little wide early. Kind of see that from lefties sometimes.
Top scorer in the midfield coming into tonight. There's a great check on the bottom hand. Nice work from Schaffner. And that's a big turnover. That's one they needed. Right at the end of the shot clock there.
Number 9 on Michigan. That is
Andrew Russell.
Andrew Russell, who's on the football roster as well, I believe. Very impressive. He's showing off the speed there.
He's what's commonly referred to as an athlete.
Yeah. Michigan football is no joke.
They're pretty good.
A couple people have heard of him,
Yeah, I'm familiar. And he's wearing the Nike cleats, though. He's going to get to keep those Jordan ones from the football season.
Yeah. Oh man, that's the best part about Michigan.
So sweet.
That jump man deal.
The Navy and maize Jordan 11 cleats.
Oh man,
I'd love to have a pair of those.
You're a sneakerhead.
I just wear them to the store. It's like
click
clacking around, sliding up and down the cheese aisle.
Yeah.
Big cheese guy. I love cheese.
Cheese, J's.
Yeah. Ice cream. You know.
Oh man.
Kotler looking for some help. He comes back across, and it's like Kirikov got a piece of that one. But the edge that Michigan had there in the second quarter appears to have been worn down a little bit here by this Yale squad. It's tough when you're playing this much defense.
Yeah, it is.
And Kotler again going to work on the shorty.
Michigan's got to challenge these Yale midfielders to big plays. Everything's coming out of the attack, so.
Brandow sends it up. Crop.
There's barely any shots out of the Yale midfield. Probably been less than 10.
Almost for sure. I mean, we're seeing a lot of goals out of the, not necessarily the unsettled, but quickly in the possession.
Yeah,
as well.
Quickly in the possession and just every time. I mean, we got some assists from the midfield, but
that one high to high. Gaudette. He's going to have to try a little harder for number 7.
On the run is not usually his forte.
But when we checked at the break, we had number 19 for Michigan, Andrew Darby. He's the leader of the clubhouse for player of the game. And the internet's always right and currently undefeated, so I guess he's going to be the player of the game if you guys don't get out there and vote.
That means he's got the most fans, man.
There's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Share. Go for some fans.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice?
It would be nice. Of course, all of you listening at home can talk to us on the old Twitter box. And now another one off the pipe. That's a couple we've seen.
Only pipes have been on this end. He's got some thick crossbars over here on this far end of the field.
Seriously. That thing regulation size? Hard to tell from here. Should be 6x6. That was Jake Jackson. Hadn't called his name much in the first half.
Oh, good defense.
Well, knockdown takes a big hit.
What a
big
hit.
Clean one. See if Fake's going to be able to get to this one. He does. And that one hits the official in the face after it's knocked out of his stick. It's cool. He fixed his hat.
Alex Buknavich just popped him, huh?
Yeah. That's a big-time hit. I mean, now we're starting to see some of the momentum come back.
Yeah.
And we like that shot.
Love a big hit. It energizes the sideline. It gets everyone going.
And then you see that one. It was off the stick. And then, boom, pops him.
That was clean, too.
Fake comes up with it. We aren't going to see the ball hit the official in the face. But
oh, wow.
Kind of surprised they didn't get a hold call there. And Fake sends it up. This is trouble. Numbers 4-on-3, at least for a second. Oh.
Smart play there, not forcing it.
That was Buknavich there on the hustle back too. And he scooped him.
Great hustle play.
How long have you been out here on the West Coast? It's still early.
Mid-October I moved out here.
Mid-October.
Moved out to LA.
Has life been good on the West Coast for you?
It's been great. I cannot complain about this weather. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt right now.
There's a shot from outside. Looks like that one took a deflection. Kirchhoff back into his cage. Thought about running that one down, and Yale's going to get another opportunity here. Did not get a reset. As that hit a defender, I believe, coming through.
Oh, what a fake.
Solberg trying to get to the hop. Love to get another look at that one.
The freshman from LA trying to get the crowd going.
There were some oohs and ahs coming up.
Yeah,
the crowd noise coming up.
That was for the hometown crowd for sure.
So Watsky looking to turn the corner. Inside, Solberg takes the big hit from Andrew Darby.
Solberg played at Loyola, right?
Crespi. With the all-black stick there. Christian Ford.
So you know someone's a D-mid. Black cleats, black stick. This guy's not afraid to get his hands dirty.
No. Hard hat. And just got word down there. I didn't get a good look at these unis when we were down there talking to the coaches pregame. But this from what I hear, is the debut of the short sleeve Jordan brand unis for Michigan.
Wow.
That's cool.
I'm a big fan of the sleeveless jerseys.
Are you?
Yeah, I think they look nice. They look like basketball jerseys. Look pretty athletic.
It's going to look like softball jerseys.
Well, yeah. Wow, I've never thought about that.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm just simply playing devil's advocate here.
I think you slap
I think these are cool.
I think you throw a Jumpman logo on anything, and it gets instantly way cooler.
Yeah, I'd wear that on a date for sure. No shirt under it.
A Michigan just sleeveless jersey.
Michigan sleeveless jersey. I wouldn't even wash it. That thing's sweet.
With dress pants.
Clearly with my J. Crew Factory tech pants. They are moisture wicking.
All function and fashion.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't you have it all? You can.
Duma!
JCrewFactory.com.
Are they paying you?
That's what I'm hoping for. I hope they're watching. I'm going to clip this off, send it in. Slide into the old DMs. And that one again off the pipe.
Another one. It's this goal. Only this goal.
It is. There's magnet in the ball. Buck and Abbage hanging with Wesley Pipes.
Again, low to high must be the scout on this goalie. Everyone's shooting it on Michigan. Low angles, just low to high shots.
And as we're closing in on the end of the third quarter, got a fresh shot clock. You get to about a 10-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock. Buck and Abbage takes the shot again. He's been impressive. I've liked his game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't usually see offensive players laying big hits like that, so I love to see that too.
Yeah, and great hustle coming back on defense as well. There's Clay
Great
by his man.
move.
And another big save by Starr. You know, you see some of those ones where the goalie stops it.
Oh, the ref takes a tumble.
Oh, boy. The fans love that. Yale here, just under a minute now. They're dangerous in these situations, but they have to pull it back out. Opportunity to hold here for the final shot. Yeah, I hope you didn't have number 9 in the Ref Fantasy League. That's minus 3 points for falling down. It's tough. He was having a good game.
A lot of hustle out of number 9 today.
Love it. Love it. Need some new boots, but we'll get him sorted post-game. Down to the final 20 seconds here. Looks like they're going to hold for the final shot. Got one at the end of the half with 6 seconds to play. As Brandow turns the corner, gets by his man, scores the goal once again, this time with 9 seconds. And that is a real heartbreaker for Michigan.
Wow, 3/4 of only attack goals for Yale.
Get another look here at the finish, and that's just...
Again, another shot from 10 yards out, right on the hash marks. You got to help your goalies out here if you're the Michigan defense.
And again, that's 2 quarters in a row. Looks like we got some interaction here.
Yeah, tell your boy in the booth, J. Crew Factory Plays from I Love Jack.
That's what I'm talking about. Interaction. That's what we're looking for here on the interwebs. That's the name of the game.
Oh, man.
See, we have fun. But definitely keep those tweets, anything you got coming our way. But just a reminder here that this game is brought to you by Impact Instant Canopies. Often imitated but never duplicated, Impact Canopy is the next level of custom branded canopy and tents, ultra durable, FR coated, built to survive in all types of climates. Build your brand instantly at instantcanopy.com. Make sure to follow Instant Canopy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And make sure to vote. Looks like Ben Sorella is now in the lead for player of the game. There you can see it at Instant Canopy on Twitter. And looks like we got Matt Holman down there with an injury update. What do you got for us, Coach?
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you can hear me, but injury update from the Michigan bench. D-Midi Peter Holland, local product out of San Diego, is out with a head injury, so he will not be returning, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
Yeah, never like to hear any injuries, especially of that variety. But yeah, Holland, local product out of Torrey Pines.
Yeah.
Had the Torrey Pines team up here sitting next to the booth earlier.
Yeah.
They're still over there.
And then one of their coaches, Garrett Epple, I see him down there in the field. Another PLL player.
Having a good time. But certainly, like we said, former MCLA player at a University of Southern Cal out there. So certainly hope that he makes a speedy recovery. Thanks for the update, Coach. But again, go and vote for this player of the game. This is strictly internet sourced.
Yeah.
So this is going through the Impact Canopy Twitter. So if you have a player you want to win, then that's where you got to go to make the call. Number 5, Ben Sorella from Michigan, the junior defenseman, is currently in the lead. So if you're at home and you don't like that, you got to go out there and vote. Much like everything else here. Got to vote.
And there it is. We're seeing how long until we got political on air here.
You know, That was just a can of corn, man. It was just way up in the air. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. And this is a nice little battle there from Nick Rowlett and TD Ireland, but he's able to come away with it once again. And TD, man, dominant.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. He is winning every face-off, just as advertised.
Yeah. He's, I mean, you talk about the way that Trevor Baptiste, took the college game by storm. And, how you didn't think that anybody was ever going to be able to do that again. And then you have some guy doing it a little better clip.
Yeah,
that's right. Wild. And there's a nice knockdown inside. Darby picks it up. And that ball rolling around, that's trouble. He's going to be able to come up with it. That's a power cradle there by Schaffner.
Ate that hit from Gaudet, too.
Got that fancy weight room over at Michigan. Their facilities are slick.
Yeah, they had like a massive turf hill as well as turf kind of like stairs right next to it. And this massive weight room that's just for them. I think the soccer team might use it too, but one of the nicest weight rooms I've ever seen.
That's not something I think would be a big selling point for me. A turf hill?
Yeah. Also,
wow.
they had their own cafeteria there in the complex, or a food station.
That's great. I had the opportunity when I was at Northwestern, not only to play in the new facility that they've got there, but eat in the athlete cafeteria there. Yeah. Oh man, feasted like a king.
The nicest thing I saw was this indoor turf goal. Wow.
And there's a big time goal from Clay. Get another look at this one. But Michigan's hanging around. In a 4-goal game. This is exactly what we saw here in the second. Another great back cut from Clay. Wow. And then what a shot.
Back. Low to low with the left from that angle. That is a very difficult shot and not advised.
Yeah. Wow. Didn't even
like
have his feet set. High degree of difficulty.
Yeah. I mean, Michigan's got athletes, and they can make plays, so they definitely can stay in this game. And if Yale has any more... Oh, wow, nice save. Stuck.
Let's see what the call is going to be here.
Ball stuck in the goalie's neck. I think if Yale keeps that aggressive defense going, then Michigan's going to have a great chance with some of these extra mans, and they need to cash on those.
One update here on the stats. That's going to stay in? No, it's not. A little ill-advised pass from Kirchhoff, but the official stats have TD at 20 for 22, which seems low.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, we were right on Newman, 1 for 2.
50%, take it.
And Kropp and Zawatsky, both with G's from the midfield for Yale. Everything else, I believe, coming from the attack. Gaudet, the leader for player of the game in my personal record book.
Yeah.
6 G's.
I'm going to give it to TD in my personal book.
Well, that's fine. We can do that. We can agree to disagree here. But 6 goals on 7 shots. That is efficient.
Oh,
6 on 8 shots. 6 on 8. Oh, geez.
Ooh,
might have changed my mind here.
Physical game here.
That's another great ground ball from Schaffner. Schaffner's had a couple of nice trips. Got a lane here. That makes the smart decision. We dip under 12 minutes to play in this one. And nice to get a notification here. And a compliment too. Just got
What'd you get?
A tweet coming in. It says, "You've been so funny." Great. That one's from my mom. So appreciate that, Mom. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Oh,
there's a big time goal for Michigan. That cuts the lead to 3. Coming downhill, Benami, the freshman, St. Anthony's in New York.
He kind of had the same dodge on the opposite end, lefty. He does a great job of getting downhill right down the middle of the field. As good of an angle as you can get as a midfielder. You see a lot of young midfielders, including myself, start to veer off and lose their angles. This is the way it's done, right down the middle, north-south.
It's great screen there from Rocco Sutherland, too. He should get an assist on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight ducks down right over the top of the head.
Yep.
That's a dangerous area to be in, right there on the crease.
Yeah, got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, last chance to get those votes in for player of the game on Impact Canopy on Twitter. There's T.D. Ireland. This is trouble. Big-time save. Gaudette takes a big hit. Refs letting him play. Let's send it down to down to Biz there. See what you saw in that hit. I mean, you like that no call here at the end of the game, Coach?
Okay, no call. What you and the player trying to extract
Yeah, it looks like we're having a little trouble with some interference down there, but I heard good no call coming out of there.
Oh, I got a interaction here.
Great.
High socks versus low socks from Paul Kim.
Oh man, I was a high socks guy.
How high are we talking though? Is he talking about knee highs or is he talking about mid calves?
I would occasionally trot out there in the old soccer socks.
Ankle socks are kind of having a resurgence in lacrosse right now.
Yeah, it was always the crew socks?
Yeah, as well as the really short shorts. Oh.
Well, I mean, if you don't skip leg day, you don't have anything to worry about.
That's true.
I mean, I wear short shorts. Just got some of those chubbies with the liners.
Oh, you know, there is a ceiling on the shortness of shorts right now.
Yeah.
And being 6'5", I think my ceiling is pretty high.
What, about 6.5 inch inseam there? Is that about the that's about the
yeah,
limit?
I'd say that's doing the most.
I'm glad I went with the 7 and not the 5.5. I mean, I still would have worn them, but 5.5 is a little short for me too. But you do you out there.
Hey, you know, it's all about the swag.
Now we're an opportunity here to cut the lead to 2. And we've seen Kevin Mack show that he can beat his guy. Got the shorty behind. Seen him try that backhanded shot. That one not on the frame, but sticking with Clay as they're down to 29 seconds here on the shot clock. Now under 9 minutes to play. Still plenty of lacrosse. TD's been having a field day, 21 for 23. That one off the mark as well, 17 seconds on the shot clock.
It was really nice back when there wasn't a shot clock and it was just stall warnings, because you could just spray those hard high shots and keep the ball for a long time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the discussions that got things moving in the right direction. Oh, and there's the high to high coming out of the stick. Rocco Sutherland
should have gone near side there.
Star saw it the whole way, and I want to say maybe it was a UNC Maryland game where we saw a lot of those high shots.
Yeah, that was Maryland's trademark.
Killing time.
They had a call for like a fake shot where the guy would just shoot a high shot.
No, Sutherland gets it back. And what a look inside. Buckinavage. Love it.
Very unselfish there.
Give up a good shot for a great shot. Cut the lead to 2.
Unreal.
13-11.
That's an energy play as well.
Oh, yeah.
The broken clear.
Don't see many of those. You see Starr pushing it forward and then loses the handle coming the other direction from Tevlin. And here's another look at the wide screen. Or the wide shot, rather. Great camera work. There he is. Get it from the backside. Boom.
Nice. Wow. And he drew the goalie out like he was playing against a defender.
That's 3. That's tough.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's, one step forward, 2 steps back right now for Michigan.
They need a big stop there.
Delacroix was able to, was there on the procedure call, went early.
Got Bogo in the game now. Except I'm being told sometimes he goes by Marvin.
Bogo Mwangi.
Bogo is cooler.
That is cooler. It was like, there's a kid, now I can't remember, Anish Shroff. It was Mustang Sally.
Love Anish.
He's great. Oh, He's a great follow. So as soon as you follow me, also follow him. And there's a great look from outside. That's another midfield goal. That's the first of the day for Thomas Bragg.
There we go. See, he was pulling that kind of far side all game. Now he shoots from his own side of the field and pulls it near side.
Well, they must have switched these goals.
Yeah.
He didn't hit any piece of the pipe.
Yeah. Oh, that's from deep
15
too.
In there. Ooh, man. He's at an angle there. That might be 14 out there. And you see him pulling across up there.
Yeah, see, there's the adjustment.
Boom.
He's shooting down the alley on the left side, pulling it far, and now he gets on the right side and pulls it near side.
Man, that was spicy. Spicy mustard on that one.
We call that cooking with peanut oil.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds great. Another win for Ireland. That's 22 for 24. Yeah, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, we had a lot of food references today with the ice cream cone.
Yeah, the ice cream cone, peanut
Spicy
oil.
mustard.
Yeah, we're ready.
We got one thing in mind.
Yeah, we'll have to stop somewhere nice on the way home.
In and out.
I support that.
Let's do it.
Great. I'm gonna do it protein style because I'm on a diet.
Keto?
No, just like to be less person.
Okay.
That's tough. That one off the goalie
Trickles
and in. Zawadski, his second of the day. They're fired up. That's 2 midfield goals in a row.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen all that often. We get another
they
replay
shut
on
me
this
up
one.
there. An invert, though.
That's
oh,
tough.
Man.
See if we can get another angle at this one, but it looked like that one caught right off the side of the goalie and snuck in.
Wow.
Kirikov was in good position, and those shots hurt a little more.
Yeah. Oh, we got another interaction here.
There we go.
From Jack Kerrigan. He says, I love cooking with peanut oil.
That's good. That's good intel.
Thank you, Jack. Very cool.
Perfect. Well, you got to get Jerry up here. We'll get cooking talk here.
Logo?
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be a whole nother ball game.
I'm waiting for the invitation to get a Jerry Raganese, of course. You should follow him on the Instagram at Flogo. Getting some recommendations for chef's knives from him. Got that
again.
Whoa, that's 7. And I just got word that he has moved into the lead for the player of the game.
He's having himself a day. Again, right by the crease.
And I mean, he's just wide open. And again, you see him. Looks like he pulls his shoulder up a little bit, like he's going to try and go high to high, and just stings that one in the corner. But yeah, I know you had the opportunity to go with Coach Jerry to Japan recently.
Oh yeah, he was our guide. He was our guide in all things ramen and showing us around some of those temples. But he loves Japanese culture, and he's quite the food enthusiast.
Certainly is. I mean, I'm waiting for one of those invitations over for dinner at Jerry's house.
Yeah.
Tom Schreiber.
Me too.
Dude, yeah, let's go. That's where we should stop on the way.
Just show up.
Hey, Jerry, we're here for dinner.
As soon as he puts up a story, he's cooking something. Just pull up.
Yeah, we're here. But last chance to vote for the Impact Player of the Game. Visit Impact Canopy. You can see it up there in the top left on Twitter. That's the only place you can vote. Gaudette into the lead with his 7th of the day. That's wild. That's a big day. You ever day you scored 7 goals at any level?
I had 6 senior day at Riken against Broadneck High School, but it was on much more shots than that. I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, as long as you're doing the right part there.
Hey, 6 goals is 6 goals.
That's fair.
But it's certainly not 7. And I feel like Gaudette's had a couple 7-goal games.
I suspect that he has. I mean, what was his stat line last year? We were talking about this in the car on the way here.
He had 51 goals, 2 assists.
It's finisher.
Yeah.
Pure finisher.
Yeah, we had another Canadian finisher at Loyola, Zach Haywires, with a similar goal to assist ratio there.
He was a fun player to watch.
He could shoot it, yeah.
TD once again. It's 23 for 25. puts him at 92%. That's an A-.
Yeah, he's got to get into the plus range.
I mean, at least into the regular A territory. But
Bragg, another big lefty shot.
it's just more of the same from TD. I mean, you look at a guy. Obviously, he's over 70% on the season. I mean, he's career over 70%. You see Michigan move it up here on the offense. We close in on 6 minutes to play, and this is a Michigan team that was 55% collectively on the season.
Yep.
And they just can't get anything going. I mean, and it's not like it's a small sample size. They played 5 or 6 games here coming in, and they're above 50%. And then you get a performance like this. I mean, that's when you start talking history. When you look at a guy who does something that's so special, like I mean, it's wild.
You run into players like that every once in a while, and you obviously game plan for it all year. But the thing they do is that exactly what they're going to do, and they do it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's tough, but you got to respect it. You got to do everything you can to stop everyone else and slow them down.
100%. Oh, I mean, it's guys like Trevor Baptiste and TD that has the face-off guys on the internet getting mad that people are saying that they should take it out of the game.
Yeah.
They're like,
right.
yeah, no, we don't need this. Well, this guy's dominating.
Yeah, I think it's a little more even at the pro level.
And it's like Coach Holman has something for us on the sideline. What do you got, Coach?
Oh, guys, during that last timeout, Michigan coaches strongly encouraging their entire team. It's just fundamentals. They said they're right on the verge. They're right on the verge. And then the position coaches talking to defenders, getting on the gloves. Goalie is turning his back when he's clearing, and his coach is yelling at him from the sideline. Michigan believes they're still in it, and they really are. But we'll see what happens this last few minutes. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Coach. And there's Kotler gets it across. I mean, it's tough. Obviously, you've seen teams come back from a 5-goal deficit, with 4 minutes to play when you've got a guy like TD.
Yeah.
Because here's the problem is they can just take the time off the clock. Take 70 seconds off on the shot clock. If you're winning all of them, then you can take all the time off the clock, even if they're able to get 3 or 4 goals.
Right.
I'm not saying they can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's going to be tough.
They got to stop him in 6-on-6. Stop Gaudette from just scoring on the crease.
They did a pretty good job of preventing the shot there.
Yeah.
But
if you're Michigan, you got to pick up the pace. You got to start trying to score early in a possession and often right now if you're going to make this a game.
Get it across. Nami. Benomi, rather. We close in on 3 minutes. Let me see some of the fans making their way towards the parking lot, and all the cool fans sticking in their seats. But great crowd tonight. I mean, they were engaged. Place is packed. I mean, I bet there's 8, 9, 10,000 fans here tonight.
Yeah, this is a great crowd.
Soaked. Rago Sullivan. I mean, that's the worst. You get a decent shot, and you hit your teammate right in the chest with it, and then Yale gets it. Ooh. Turf Grenlin's out.
Number 29 looks like Mike Schlosser. I thought that was him for a second.
Definitely has the flow bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, Schlosser's I love him. He's a great player. He's fun to watch.
He's one of my good friends, but he's awesome, man. He is a horse. He runs all day, and he absolutely lets it rip with both hands.
Great hair. Excellent mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Can't beat it. And Starr eats that one up from Zawada. We're closing in here. Now Tevlin going to bring it across. And, Michigan going to the double here, trying to get that ball away. Tevlin looks like he's going to be able to run out of it, and he is. We're under 2 minutes to play now. Let's see what the call is here. Watch out. As Michigan gets the ball back.
But you said earlier people were advocating to take the face-off out of the game, but you see that wasn't even a factor in the championship game that they lost last year.
Yeah.
The UVA face-off guy just absolutely stepped up as a freshman, and that Yale team was very good. I mean, they were coming off a national championship win themselves, but I don't think one person being utterly dominant, kind of being the outlier, prompts switching, taking that entire position out of the game.
Oh, and the one game that I always think of when I hear that argument is the Towson-Denver game in the first round of the playoffs, maybe 2016, when Trevor Baptiste goes, I think, 20 for 21, and they still lose.
That Towson team was so good.
They were
Their
great
defense.
Team. Yeah.
All I remember is that Mike Lowe over the head on Canizaro. Canizaro was an amazing player as well.
Yeah.
But
so I'm, here's the thing. If you don't like getting beat, get better.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the name of the game?
Or pick a different sport, like me.
Yeah, just quit.
I'm like, yeah, just quit.
It gets hard.
Just quit. Do something else. Yeah, you tired of losing? Quit. Yeah, great. Yeah, it's gonna be the quote that makes it out of this game. Yeah,
Romar Dennis quote.
Nice work,
if
Coach. Coach Chris Marshall.
For the record, I'm on the if it gets hard, get better train.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. And I think that's the difference. Not that the guys in the past didn't train hard, because they obviously did.
Yeah.
I mean, Cannabinez and the all-time great face-off guys. But I mean, we've seen the position evolve. I mean, you look at like the Doug Shanahan or even Kyle Harrison, guys that were taking a lot of face-offs as like multi-purpose guys, and now we're seeing more specialization and the guys working hard at their craft.
Right. I think every Division I face-off guy goes very above and beyond the training that other players go for, and it started with like the MP3 of the downset whistle loop, and now everyone's got like a little turf patch in their room that they face off on. It's face-off guys take it to another level in terms of reps they get. So when you see one guy that much better than the rest, he's special.
And there's a nice look inside, and then they're going to lose the race to the end line as well. Tough on that one. That's going to be just about all she wrote here. 5-goal deficit. There's no rock and jock 10-pointers here tonight.
Yeah, you wish there was a 2-pointer in the game right here. That could make it a game.
There we go. This is our pitch.
Yeah.
The NCAA.
Maybe you got Paul Rabel down there on the sideline. Maybe he's pitching it too.
And that was Chris Fake with the 70-yarder. Yeah, Paul was down here. Saw RJ come up to visit us earlier as well. Yeah. It's nice to see. I mean, there were a bunch of guys down there, a bunch of pro guys down there watching. That to me kind of tells you how big this event is.
Yeah, this is incredible. I did not expect this at all when I signed up, and I saw how much staff was outside waiting.
And that one, icing on the cake for Brandow, as that pushes the lead to 6. In the end, it won't matter towards the result, but he gets another check mark next to his name. But nowhere else really to go. A wide open goal there. Puts it in the back of the net. But I mean, I don't think there's any argument that Paul's the biggest name in lacrosse, and he's out there on the sideline watching the game.
Absolutely. And
maybe Jeremy Sievert's down there.
Is Jer down there?
I think maybe, but certainly
he does coach at Oaks Christian, so
having
a
good time.
Yeah.
That's a nice school.
Yeah. Was it Calabasas?
Yeah. Out there, maybe Thousand Oaks. I've driven past it a couple times.
I've been
pretty slick.
Pretty impressed with high school lacrosse here in California. I mean, just with Jimmy Burrell out there at
another guy with great hair.
He's the man. But he goes so hard with these kids. They are up at like 6 a.m. working out before practice. I saw him coach over the winter break too, and these programs go very hard, and they're comparable to what it's like on the East Coast as well. And events like this are what's helping that out.
Absolutely, and we love what GW Mix put here on with the Pacific Coast Shootout. I think this is year 7 of this event. I had the opportunity to call the first couple once, which was super exciting for me. But it's a great event put on by Impact Canopy.
Sievers just texted me, "Yo, dude."
There it is. I thought I saw him down there in the vest. He's looking good. But that's how this one is going to end. Don't go anywhere yet. Going to get an opportunity to talk to the coach, talk to the Impact Canopy Player of the Game as well. Don't want to spoil it for you, but pretty sure it's Matt Gaudette. It's 7 Gs on the day. Had himself a ball game. But the way this is going to end, it's going to be a 6-goal lead. But I'm on the level with you. I feel like this was closer than the score.
Yeah, I mean, because there was a lot of big hits from Michigan. They had some great energy, momentum goals too.
And again, Matt Gaudette's going to be the winner here. 7 Gs. It looks like they had him for 10 shots, 7 on 10. That's 70%. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good.
That's a pretty ridiculous stat line.
As they have him set up here, I think we might take a quick break before we go down to hear from the coach and the player of the game. But don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
Once again, lacrosse fans, we'll find out who our Impact players of the game are coming up shortly.
Yeah, and welcome back. Going to get an opportunity, hopefully, to talk to Coach Shea as well as Matt Gaudette, the player of the game, brought to you by Impact Canopy. Certainly, that one seems like a no-brainer. I will say that you liked the game today of T.D. Ireland, and he had a pretty gaudy stat line here today.
25 for 27 on faceoffs with 19 ground balls. That is insane.
Ground balls.
That's insane.
That's wild. And then you see 13 of the 17 Gs coming by way of the Yale attack. That was 7 for Gaudette. Jackson Morrill added 2 of his own. And then Brandow had 4 and 1 on the day. So that's 13 points. And then you carry the 1. That's 20 points from the attack.
20 points. Jesus.
20 points.
Yeah. That is their bread and butter.
Indeed. Well, we're going to send it down to Coach Holman with the player of the game, rocking the 4s, Matt Gaudette.
Thanks, Chris. I'm going to turn it over to Mike O'Hurko, the president of Impact Canopy, to give the award.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Impact Canopy, who's been a sponsor of the Pacific Coast Shootout since its inception, I'd like to say thank you to GW Mix for having us be part of this excellent event. And thank you very much to all of the outstanding athletes that play every year. It's a very special thing to have this kind of talent in Southern California. And especially Matt Gaudette today, lighting up the pitch, scoring 1 million goals. That was an awesome game. Congratulations. Keep studying, graduate, but keep scoring the goals. Awesome job today, buddy. You're the Impact Canopy player of the game today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I want to also give an honorable mention to Andrew Darby, number 19, defensive pole. on Michigan. Outstanding job trying to shut everybody down. Today was a little tough, but congratulations again, buddy. Any comments?
We're just very grateful to have been asked to come to this tournament, and it was a great atmosphere, and we'd love to come back next year, even though I won't be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
There you go. Like a true sponsor. Back to you guys.
Great. Thanks, guys. See the trophy there. Matt Gaudette, player of the game. 7 goals on 10 shots. That is a pretty spectacular day. Leads the team in eye black. And awesome beards as well.
Yeah, he had himself a day.
And gotta love the fans at home. I love Jack Bauer 24.
What was your favorite dish from the Northwestern cafeteria?
Man, I mean, after school special. I went for it. Got half a grilled cheese, and a cup of tomato soup. And I was ready to go. I was ready to take on the day. But I piled on as much food as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity to have lunch with Coach Amani Hiller, who just got to 300 wins. Congratulations!
Oh wow,
GOAT!
Yeah,
total legend. And Coach Hiller as well.
Yeah.
So they were very nice to me over at Northwestern while I was there over the past couple of years. But go Cats!
Yeah.
So I had a lot of good fun there. But that's gonna just about do it for us. I'm Chris Marshall here with Romar Dennis, and we're signing off. Big shout out to our whole TVX crew, and a big happy birthday belated to Ted Bendrick, the executive producer, and Shannon Doran, Randall Sliz, Andrew Leadham, Sarah Duran, Lucia Arenas, Andrew Kultunik, and that's us right there on the side. And of course, Big Electric Biz on the sideline, John Bixkowski, Coach Matt Holman, and Madgley Martinez as well on the audio. I hope you had as much fun as we did at home as we did here. There we go. But thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll hear from you guys soon. Anything to wrap us up here?
Thanks for having me. The sport of lacrosse in California is absolutely exploding, and I'm happy I got to be a part of it tonight.
It is on fire. Yeah. Right now I'm feeling it. Feeling the fire. It's still 58 degrees Fahrenheit in Costa Mesa. But that's going to do it for us. As always, I'm Chris Marshall. Stay laxy.